So, participant, we are starting with the session. In my case, the session is going to be a mixture of theoretical and practical because both are needed for understanding the what are the different opportunities in cybersecurity, what are the different cybersecurity threats that are happening, and I will be giving some real examples and then some real demo of how the worst type of attacks that happens, what is the method behind those. So let me start with the certain different cybersecurity threats that are happening these days. So in our case, when we talk about cybersecurity threats, different cybersecurity threats are there. Thousands of different types of attacks are there, but three to four are the most dangerous attacks. So I have listed here some like Trojan horse, ransomware, spyware. Some of these are very dangerous, and some are just a simple type of attack which are not going to do much harm. So let me explain both type of attacks. Now first of all, I will start with the one which is not very dangerous, like scareware. Now what happens sometimes when we visit some site, uh, that site will automatically start scanning your laptop or computer or your mobile, and after sometimes they will send you one message that they have found out so many vulnerabilities in your mobile or laptop. Then they will say that they will freely remove these vulnerability into your system. When you click on that, what happens if that has shown you 10 vulnerability, they will remove the 8 vulnerabilities, but for removing the rest two vulnerability, what they will say, you have to purchase their product. Now because you know that already 10 was there, 8 they have removed, those tools can be very dangerous. So you are scared for purchasing certain product of there. So that come under scareware. It happens a lot, whether you are using desktop, mobile, or these type of. So these are scareware, that means they will scare you into purchasing certain things, but you can simply ignore these type of attacks. Then another simple type of thing that every day we face is spam. When I'm getting one legitimate mail, 10 another mails are there which are of no use to me. And these days, what happen? Even the names, if they are sending to me, Vipin. So the mail address is going to be the name of some Indian. So that means they are advancing in their field. They are going to send certain things, certain mails in such a way that you are going to click on those mails. And please remember, when you are clicking on certain mails which are of no purpose to you, it can create a lot of problem on you. And we are going to give one demo on that. That means what can happen if you are going to just open the attachments or unselected mails, what will happen. But now already certain softwares are available which can very easily filter the spam type of mail. Gmail has got very good spam filter is there, but they are not that much harmful. When we talk about the most dangerous cyber security threat that is happening, that is ransomware. That is the number one, you can say, cybersecurity attack. Now what happens in ransomware? They are going to encrypt your system. That mean what the hacker does, it is going to create one public private key uniquely for your system. Now what they will do, they will encrypt your data, laptop's data or mobile data or desktop data with the public key. Now please remember, if your data is encrypted with the public key, only you can decrypt it with the corresponding private key. Now that private key is with the hacker. Now, what they then demand? They demand the ransom. And please remember, there is no solution if you are attacked by the ransom, where you have to either pay the ransom, or if you have got the backup is there, then you can easily restore from the backup. But once you are infected, then you have to. A lot of companies, I will not name them, they say that they have to pay a certain monthly ransom to avoid these type of attacks. So this is one of the most dangerous attack that can happen. And please remember, when they ask for the ransom, it is not in a normal bank account. They use cryptocurrency. It will be either in the form of Bitcoin type of things. That mean they will demand. That mean you cannot trace. And these attacks, surprisings are happening even on your you can say hospital. Recently, 1 month back, they were saying that on AIMS servers they were down for certain days. That means they have been attacked by this ransomware. We do not know what happened after that. That means whether they were able to restore these type of things or not, because data is very critical. Like in my laptop itself, my data is very critical. If somebody is going to infect it with ransomware, normally I take the backup, but it is after 1 month or that type of things. That means crucial data, if my has got encrypted, I may be prompted to pay the ransomware. So this is the most dangerous. Later on we will see how can we remove these type of things. Then another dangerous thing, of which I will be later giving you the demo also, that is Trojan horse. It is again, you can say, number one is ransomware, second number is your Trojan horse. If your system is infected with the Trojan horse, then your whole system, laptop or computer or your mobile phone, it is under the control of the hacker. Now if that is under the control of a hacker can do anything. They can read the data, they can format your system, they can steal each and every system. Like now I am working on my laptop, but I'm locally working on my laptop. But if my system is infected with Trojan horse, then hacker will have the full access of my system. Like I am assessing my system, they can assess each and everything of my system. And I will be giving you one example, a real example, how the hackers send the Trojan horse, which mistakes you make to get infected, and how the hacker is going to then steal your data. I will be giving you the live demo of that so that the things will get clear to you. Then again, Trojan horse, another name is also backdoor, because what happens basically, some software has got installed on your system, and which will open the things. Like knitter has got many gates. That means if I have to enter into the knitter, I have to go through those one of those gates. Same way, Trojan horse automatically opens certain gates. So sometimes Trojan horse is also called backdoor also. Then another variety of Trojan horse is spyware. That mean 6 to 7 months back, or I think 1 year back, there was a lot of controversy about some Israeli software, uh, Pegasus. Now, what is basically Pegasus? Pegasus is nothing, one variety of Trojan horse. So in the that case of Pegasus, it was so powerful that mean even with one missed call, if they are making you one call, even if you are not picking that call, even that mm, it was able to infect your mobile phones or laptop, that type of thing. That was the sophistication of that software. So once your system was infected with this Trojan horse or spyware or backdoor, that means the hacker is under the control of your whole system. So we will be looking at that. Then adware is simple. That means when we visit certain sites, a lot of ads are there which can be irritating. Then we have got another thing. Virus is the common thing, virus and worms. And especially I always say the persons who use Windows system, because I am a fan of Linux operating system. Linux system does not have virus and these type of problems. So when I talk about Windows system, I always joke that 50% of life of a computer person who are using Windows system, that is spent in removing these viruses or that type of things. So viruses and worms are also very dangerous malwares or that type of thing. Then we have got one botnet is there. Now what happens? You might have heard about the DDoS attack, distributed denial of service attack. That means in which thousands of systems, not thousand, millions of systems, they are going to attack your servers. So what will happen? Your system will get down. Suppose I want to open my e-commerce company, new e-commerce company. Now lot of competitors are there. Now what I want, that I want to launch my that e-commerce site. I want that other e-commerce site companies, their site should be down. So what I can do? I can deploy the botnet. Botnet mean millions of computers I will deploy. Already softwares are there, or certain hacker groups are there which controls these botnet. So what will happen? Millions of system, they will send the request to those e-commerce site. That means they will bring that server down. Now what will happen? Because I am a large my site, it will get more traffic. So generally botnets are used for performing DDoS or type of like distributed denial of service attack, these type of things. Again, another term for botnet is your bot. And for Trojan horse, another term is their rootkit is also. So these are the major, you can say, cybersecurity threats are there. Now we will see, as if you have to make a career in cybersecurity or these type of things, which tools you should have the knowledge and what should be the strategy. So in my case, whenever I have to seek what are the new tool which are available in cybersecurity or hacking. I always goes to one site. So I have just opened this site. The site name is sectools.org. This is very important. I always weekly I visit this site. What this site gives me the information, it gives me the information about the top 125 network security tool. Please remember, with the same pistol, I can hack people, I can secure myself. That means when we talk about the robbers and cops, they have got the same equipment, same armaments, but their purpose is different. Cop is using it for the security purpose, robbers are using it for looting the people. Same times when we talk about hackers and security professional, 90 to 95% time the tools are same. That means same tools hacker is using, same tools security professional is using. The purpose is a little bit different. That security professional will try to, suppose I am a security professional at knitter, so what will be my duty? My duty will be to protect the knitter systems, knitter's network from the attacks, external attack and internal attacks also. Sometimes it has been observed that 30 to 40% attacks are internal attacks also. On other hand, if I have got some issue with the knitter, so what I can do, I can use the same tool for attacking the knitter network. So hacker and security professional, they use the same tool. So when we talk about what are the tools, and if I want a career in as a security professional or as a hacker, please remember hacker is also a career, because sometimes it does not mean that hacker is doing the all the wrong things. Sometimes companies, they deploys the hackers to find out what are the vulnerabilities. Suppose Nater wants to find out what are the vulnerabilities. One is that they can deploy the security professional. Another is they can give the duty to some actual hacker that please try to attack our system and try to find out what vulnerabilities are there, then send the suggestion also. That means sometimes they are certain companies, they deploy the hackers also for this purpose. So what are the tools these hacker and security professional are using, and what knowledge you should have? So these are top 125 tools are there. I will be giving you the demo for one or two tools also. Now when we talk about the number one hacking tool, that is called Wireshark. Now, you have, whenever you visit certain bank sites, they say that use HTTPS. That means your site should be secure. There should be one lock should be there. HTTPS should be there. Because what happens if you are using HTTP protocol? If you are not using that S option, where the lock is not there, Your data can be captured by this Wireshark server. And please remember, this is very sophisticated. Suppose in Nitter on one system, I have deployed the Wireshark. It is free, open source also. That means somebody does not need to pay for this software to deploy in any of the organization. So what I will do, I will on one system, I will deploy this Wireshark. Or what can I do? I will just take my laptop down on Nitter. I will install Wireshark on my laptop. Now, what this Wireshark is going to do? It is going to capture the whole traffic. That means the whole web traffic, which is not secure, certain telnet traffic, certain your another protocols traffic, but HTTP, it is going to catch a user's name, passwords, that type of things. So what generally do? If I am a hacker, what I will do? I will use this software to capture all the passwords which are being used in Nitter or some organization. As a security professional, I can find out that what is happening, and I can give the warning to the employees. Be careful that please always make sure that you use HTTPS, or sometimes bank people they recommend that you use a virtual keyboard. I will be coming into that. So this is the number one hacking tool. Now the second tool, Metasploit. Like that there is Swiss army knife is there, where a lot of things are there in one pack. Same time, when we talk about Metasploit software, it is a tool which contains thousands of different type of attack. That means, as a hacker, even this one tool is sufficient for me to perform each and every type of attack. So what I can do, I can use this software, and what I can do, by using different techniques, I can find the vulnerabilities on the system. It could be Nitter, it could be my company, it could be any organization. And please remember, we call this as a Metasploit framework. It is not a single, like when you use Microsoft Office, it is not simply Word, it is also Excel, Access also, PowerPoint also. That means that Office software is a combination of a lot of software. Same time, when we talk about this Metasploit software, it is combination of many hacking techniques. But you should have the knowledge of proper knowledge of networking, that type of. But this is very sophisticated. That means even this alone software is sufficient for me to perform hacking type of things. But when I'm using Metasploit, I need lot of technical knowledge also when I'm using Metasploit type of thing. Sometimes we do not have that type of knowledge. So then we have got another tool available, that is called Nessus. Now please remember, Nessus was earlier free, but now it costs $2,000 to $3,000 per year. But what is in this tool? Nessus. Suppose the Nitter people, they are saying that please find the vulnerabilities on our servers. So what I will do, instead of using Metasploit, because this is very technical product, what I can do, Nessus. I will use the Nessus product. It is very easy to use. Now, when I'm going to use this, let me show you one thing, one screenshot of this. Uh, this is the screenshot of the Nessus. On one my system, I have implemented Nessus. Now, when we install the Nessus, it gives you the option whether you want to perform basic network scan, advanced scan, advanced dynamic scan, malware scan. Malware scan means it is going to find out all those vulnerability that we have recently discussed, whether there is some ransomware is moving into your network, certain Trojan horses are there. It is going to perform even mobile device scan, web application test. Now, like I will, most of the companies sometimes they use PHP MySQL. So web application, it can test whether that code, because I have seen that a lot of people they implement PHP MySQL, but they do not keep in mind the security. That means they will just create the application, but they are not concerned with the security. So this Nessus can perform web application test also. That means it is going to find the vulnerability. That means somebody can hack through those application. Then a lot of bad lock detection, lot of things it is happening, shadow brokers, lot of time, spectre meltdown, one crime, ransomware it will be able. And look at this. Now certain banks and finance companies, what they need to do, whenever they have to offer certain services, they should they should have some certificate auditing should be done. Now as such, auditing of networking, suppose there is some requirement that knitter should be fully secure. So now how you are going to make sure, you have to use some software. So nesses, uh, even military people, recently I have done training for the our defense forces. uh, they are using it for the audit purpose. That mean these nesses type of thing, the people from company, audit company will come, they will perform scan using the nesses, and then they will give you the information that so many vulnerabilities are there. So nesses, that mean if you want a career in auditing, only this software is more than sufficient. So sometimes it is not necessary that you should have so much technical knowledge, and within 1 month you can easily can have the expertise in nesses, that type of thing. That means most of the time when we are talking about security and these auditing people, they are using certain tools, like in my case, if I want to confront some big person, very healthy person, then one is the physical fight. Or what other thing I can do? I can take some armament with me. That will be much more effective. Same way, when we talk about the security professional, audit professional, they are using already built tools. So they perform these type of scan, these type of, and it will generate certain report. That means so many vulnerabilities. And please, if I'm going to run this nessus against suppose knitter network, I'm certain that it will be able to find at least 200 to 300 vulnerabilities, because it tries to perform 10,000 of different attacks on your network, and it will give you the suggestion also. That means please do this. So a lot of companies, they use this nessus software for performing editing. But please remember, two versions are available. One is paid version, one free version is available. So when you're starting with these type of things, you can use their free version and you can do the experiment. Then aircrack is for wireless network work, capturing that type of thing. Now when I was talking about this metasploit, wireshark, nessus, typically we use this for hacking purpose or auditing purpose. Now we want to be on security side also. That means as a security professional, suppose Nitter want to make that their network should be very secure. So in the case of Nitter, they have deployed, I will not name the firewall that Nitter is using, but they have deployed a very powerful firewall. Now the firewall, what the firewall do? It protects the networks. That means it does not allow the unwanted traffic to enter into your system. All the person who is operating the firewall, he will decide that who can access the Nitter's network, and firewall can also decide from Nitter's network which sites we can visit, whether we can use torrent type of things or not, whether we can visit this countryside. That means that security tools, first one is your firewall, and second tool that can be deployed is your snot, intrusion detection system. So I'm talking about certain tools, then I will be giving you one or two examples of that. So when as a security professional, one solution is firewall. And please remember, whether it is some small company or big company, they have to deploy the firewall. And that firewall is going to cost you at least 10 to 20 lakh rupees. Then we have got another the product is there, which is called intrusion detection system. Now, like in our houses, we deploy a fire alarm. What is the purpose of fire alarm? Fire alarm's purpose is when there is fire, it is going to tell us about the fire. Same way, when we talk about firewall, it is just going to stop. We can say that please allow or not disallow, but it will not tell you about which type of attacks are happening. So for that we have to deploy the intrusion detection system. In intrusion detection system, what happens, uh, whatever attacks, suppose Nessus is performing uh, somebody is performing ransomware attack. What this IDSC is going to do, it will give you the information from this system, from this country, this person or this network is performing this ransomware attack. Somebody is sending you this Trojan horse. Somebody is using spyware system. So most of the time when we talk about the security, one supreme product is your firewall, a second is your intrusion detection system. Now, let me go to one another thing, then I will move to one practical example. Now, when I was talking about different security attacks, I'm just going to give a little bit difference between what is the difference between virus and worm, and how this could be dangerous and how it can spread. So I'm taking one example, actual example, and in my case, this is not my report that I'm citing. I'm talking about that means this was the report of CNN. After that, I will give you the demo of Trojan horse. So I'm showing you one website. So let me open this. So this is one actual report regarding one virus. That means this was, they are talking here about some virus which was sent almost 20 years back, and they are saying that that virus caused a loss of almost billions of dollars. So now, what was in that virus? And please remember, we are not talking about in this report today's attack. We are talking about 20 years back. What happened? Look at the heading of the mail. That means some person from some country, they send one mail to millions of system. And what was in that mail? What they have written on the heading, on the subject, they have written love letter. So suppose I'm talking about 20 years. 20 years back, I'm getting one mail where it is written love letter from someone. I will simply jump out of my chair or wherever I'm sitting. So what happened in this case? So I will show you. It is the actual report. Somebody for Philippines send you the I love you virus. Now within hours, it spread to the UK, Denmark, Hong Kong, and Norway, US, and it caused billions of dollar of loss. And what was the property of this? Because it was not virus. Because when your system is infected with the virus, mostly it will remain on your system. But if it is infected with worm, what the worms do? It opens your contact list and automatically send the mails to the, like suppose my system is infected with the worm. Now I have got a very large contact list available with me. So what will happen? At least 10,000 different mail addresses are in my list. So what will happen? This worm will send the mail to those 10,000 different addresses and with the copy of itself. Now those 10,000 people will have further list which will be having. So within our what will happen? Millions of computers will get infected. So in this case, what happened? This was the case that was happened. So please remember when we talk about how you can get infected, mostly it is through the mails that you are getting. So the one of the most strategy that is used by hacker, this is by using you can say by using the email type of, or they are going to put in the pen drive or into some website where we download certain things, certain software which normally we should not download. So these things they attached. So once your system is infected, what will happen? It will infect your system. Through your system it is going to infect other system also. Let me show one another example. Then I will move to that practical portion. Again, this second report is BBC. And here we are talking like in India, we have got uh, RBI is there. Same way in Bangladesh, Bangladesh Reserve Bank is there. Now you can imagine how much security will be in RBI. Lot of security. Same way we can predict that Bangladesh, your RBI, that their Reserve Bank, it will be having lot of security. But the please remember, these North Korea almost pulled $1 billion hack. That means they were able to steal, transfer almost $1 billion from RBI. But before they can transfer the whole $1 billion, somehow their you can say Reserve Bank, they came to know. But still at the time they were able to figure out what has happened. Almost $100 million was transferred to certain accounts. And what was the simple reason? Because in this case, what was happening, certain hackers, they were continuously sending the resume to that Reserve Bank of Bangladesh with the request that we have got so much experience in banking operations, please give us the opportunity to work. Now, nobody was opening those mails. But one day, one of the employee of that bank, they opened that mail. The moment that mail was opened, that attachment was opened, what happened? That in their network, Trojan horse got, mean their network got infected with the Trojan horse. And I have already told, if your systems get infected with the Trojan horse, what will happen? So in this case, this is very good case study. That means what should you do, what you. Now I have talked about enough about these things. Now I want to give an actual example so that you are able to understand what I am talking about. So in my case, what I'm going to do, I'm showing you one practical lab where one hacker will be involved, one victim will be involved, and they will be using some email address to send some Trojan horse. So in my case, I will use one email address, attacker at the rate example.com. Please remember, when you are into security area, want to be a career in security or hacking, these type of thing, please do not try to use public resources. That mean some internet system. Please create a lab on your system, on your premises, or in your laptop also you can create certain type of hacking or these type of lab. So in my case also, uh, I will be involving four systems. One system will be having this address 172.24.0.10. uh, this will be hacker system, and it will have one email address, attacker at the rate example.com. I'm not using gmail.com, these type of thing, because if I am going to use this, uh, it is not proper to use those things to send these type. So in my case, what I have done, I have created my own mail server like Gmail server, Yahoo Mail server. In my case, I have created my mail server. So in my case, hacker will be using one email ID, attacker.example.com, and we are assuming that victim is having the ID victim at that. So in my case, I have got the email addresses of I have told 10,000 of people. That means when I am going to send the Trojan horse, I can send it to anybody, even when I'm going to share some resources. That means after 2 days or tomorrow's if I'm going to share some PPT, what I can do, I can attach that Trojan horse with that PPT also. The moment you are going to attach, open that PPT, what will happen? It will corrupt your system. Your whole system will be under my control. Please, I'm just giving the example. I am not going to do that. So in my case, I'm going to take this example. First, I will be involving three systems, this one, and this system. So I will show you actually how the hacker works and how that hacker is going to create the Trojan horse, how it is going to send that Trojan horse, And once the victim has clicked on that attachment, what will happen? So practical example I'm giving. So in my case, first I will be involving 1 2 3 system. So in my case, what I have done, I have got three system available. One is this, where I have written hacker system. This is my email server, like Gmail people, they have got their server available. So in my case, I have implemented one mail server myself. I'm not using Gmail or this is going to be victim system. In real life, attacker could be hundreds and victim could be thousands. But because my laptop does not have that much resources, that mean I can launch hundreds of machine. So in my case, one machine is hacker machine, second is victim machine. This is my email server, which will behave just like Gmail servers behave. So let me open this. So in this case, again, please, you can use that Metasploit of type of tool, where with technical knowledge you can create the Trojan horse, or certain tools are already available. So in my case, I have got one tool available. I will not be able to share that tool because it is illegal. So this tool's name is ProRat. Trojan horse, another name is ProRat, remote administration tool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this. Now please remember, uh, this is one tool. Now please remember, when we talk about Trojan horse, it has got two components available. Here I'm giving the practical example how those most of the time when your system is under hackers control, how they have sent the Trojan horse, and it will give you certain idea what should you not do in real life. So in my case, I'm using this tool called ProRat. Now, when we talk about this Trojan horse or spyware or that backdoor, it has got two components. One component is called payload. Like when some bad element, what they do, they create some certain type of explosive type of thing. That is your payload. But if I have created that type of thing, it is not that I will use in that in my premise. I have to deliver somewhere that also. Same way, when we talk about Trojan horse, it has got two component. One is payload, second is the delivery mechanism. So when we call this, suppose I want to attack this victim system. Now, normally the people advise that please do not put everything into social media. There is some reason behind this. So I will be, when I will be discussing how to create that payload, how your social media, everything you are putting, how it can help the hackers. So let me. So in my case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some payload for this system. And please remember, sometimes hackers create the payload according to the habits of the victims. So let me click on create. And please remember, here it is not saying create payload, because payloads another name is you can say server. So when I'm saying create server, mean I'm saying please create the payload. Now please remember, if you have got this tool, suppose you do not have that much background in computer science or that, but everybody can open these type of tool, anybody can send these so what you are going to do, you are going to click on this. Now please remember, when we are going to click on this, what it is saying, it is saying your address. Now sometimes what happens, when I'm sending the Trojan horse to somebody, how I will know when they are going to click on the mail? That means, if I am sending something to him, so when I will know, I cannot 24-hour can wake that I will wait whether he or she is opening that mail or not. Please remember, when I'm creating the payload, I will give my IP address. Now, please, IP address is just like phone number. That means the moment they are going to click on that attachment or open mail, automatically I will get the message that somebody has clicked on that mail. So immediately what I can do, I can have the access of that system. But suppose if you do not have one dedicated IP available to you, you can give your email address. So what will happen? The moment that person is going to click on that attachment, the hacker will get the email that they have opened the mail. So what that can do, hacker can, or certain another parameter they can use. So that means hacker will automatically know. Suppose somebody is going to open the mail after week, the hacker is not going to wait for 7 automatically. Or if the hacker has sent the Trojan horse to 1000 system, like in suppose our this STC 40 persons are there. So if I send the Trojan horse to 40 people, how I will know which has opened? Because automatically the moment you people are going to click on the PPT or the whatever mail I sent to you, I will get the information. So here I'm not configuring anything. Then general notification. That means suppose I have sent the Trojan horse there. And now what I want to exploit. So what I can do, I can pass protect that payload also. That means if I have sent that payload with a very big effort, only I should be, as a hacker, should be able to benefit. So we can pass protect it. And look at this. Sometimes when you are downloading certain message, they give some error message, then they say we are not able to install. Generally that is a symptom of that something bad is happening on your system. And sometimes you people say that we have got very powerful firewall available, very good antivirus is there. Please remember, these Trojan horse are so sophisticated. The moment you are going to click on that, what message it is showing? Kill antivirus firewall on the start. The moment you are going to click, your firewall and your that antivirus will get disabled. That is the sophistication. And another property of this software is melt server install. That means the moment you are going to click on that, it will install on your system and that file will automatically get removed. That is the sophistication of these Trojan horses. Then what I can do, I have to select some file. Like New Year, I can send it with the greeting. Then 14 February will be that day. I can send at that time. Certain occasions, Christmas. That means you can attach with it certain files. In my case, what I can do, I can attach with it New Year something. But here I'm not going to do. That means even the PPT that I'm going to go give, I can attach it with that. So be careful when you are opening these type of thing. Then what are the extension? I will. But here it is important, because sometimes we are so much frustrated, either we do not have the money or we do not have certain person to care. So what we can do, we can, if I know that that person is after money, lot of time he is talking about money, money, money. uh, so I can create one payload with this symbol. Or if that person is frustrated with the relationships, or if I find out that he has recently broken up, he's in social media, he's saying single, I'm single now, that this type of, what I can say, I can send this type of. That mean uh, the hacker certain time use this type. So in my case I'm using this type of. So any, or on 14th February we can send this type of symbol. The moment what I'm going to do, create. Now it is going to create the payload. Now the only thing is, I have created the payload. Now I need to send it to the hacker. Either what I can do, like when I go to the take physical classes, what I can do, I can give the other resources also. What I can do, I can put in the pen drive, but that is not much effective. So most of the time, what the hacker is going to do, they will open their email address. So let me show you. So first the hacker. Now please remember, even you people, even if some of you, if you do not have any computer background, even just you can click on that software, you can you can say use that software. So in my case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my email server. Now look at this. In this case, I have implemented my own because I do not want to use Gmail type of thing. So as a hacker, what I will do, I will log in into my account. That means after that hacker has created the payload, what they will do? They will compose the mail and they will some attractive message. Suppose I know that person is from Punjab. So what I will do? How to go to Canada? That will attract. How to go to Canada in 1 week? Everybody will open in Punjab in 1 week. Some attractive message or any type of. So here I will write something. Then what I'm going to do? That whatever some attractive message, then send. So actually this happens. You get lot of mails these days. Now if the victim is not going to open, then no issue. But what happens in the morning? Even today, I was sleeping at 5 o'clock. I took my own. Most of the time, I first check Gmail, then every WhatsApp message, and then we just go on clicking on those messages. So that is very dangerous. So here, what I'm going to do? That victim, if that victim is not going to open the mail, then it is okay. But normally, what we do? So victim, that means in my case, I will send that Trojan horse to all of you 40 or 50 people. Then what you are going to do? So here, this is the message. Or what could be the message? Love letter from Alia Bhatt. Or greetings, dollar he dollar. Anything. It could be quick rich scheme. That means they can manipulate your emotion. So now the hacker, that victim, what it is going to do? Now the moment they are going to click on this, what will happen? So in our case, we're going. So when I'm going to click, in my case, I have already clicked, so I'm not double clicking this. The moment you are going to open and click on that, this information about the IP address of this will go to this system. So what that hacker is going to do, they will put this the IP address of victim here, and they will say connect. Because I have password protected this, so it will ask for the product. Now what it is saying, it is connected, you can disconnect. So this is victim system. So I will show certain funny things. Now please remember, screen is different of a victim system, so that you should know which system is hacker. So this is now what the hacker can do. First I'm showing you some funny stuff. I will click on funny stuff. I'm saying flip screen. Now what happened? That means although hacker is not going to do these type of stupid type of thing, so it has flipped. That means because the control is there, it can fix that. What you can do? Add a tail to mouse. Simple thing. First I'm showing. Fix. Violet display. It could be anything. But these are not the thing that hacker is going to do. He wants to do certain something. What that can do? Chat. Or what you can do? You are hacked. Any message. That means such is the sophistication of tool. I'm just giving the example of that. But hackers are not going to these type of. They will not give you the hint that your system is under their control. So what is happening? You're hacked. And please remember, sometimes every second or third day, I get certain message that our system is infected with. We are getting this type of message, or all data is encrypted. So it has got one sophisticated available that. Then what you can do here? Damage. You can give that damage also. So let me show you. Give damage. Format drives. That means after I have stole each and everything, what I can do? I can format those drives. And look at this. This is very dangerous. Now it is winter. We are in the habit of sleeping or sitting with our laptop on our lap. And what that hacker can do? Screenshot. That means screenshot. Whatever you are visiting. So these days, sometimes you are getting the mail with the screenshot, what are you watching? Then they are blackmailing you into giving you some. And this is even more dangerous. Webcam. Because the hacker is under the control of your system. What will they do? They will power on your webcam. So be careful when we are dealing with opening these type of things. So then what other things? Lot of things can be done. That means this is one very sophisticated software which can be used. Then we have got uh, file manager is there. That means here this is not my C drive. This is victim C drive. So we can steal those files. We can upload other files. That a file we can do. So please be careful. If your system is infected with the Trojan horse, be careful. It can be very harmful. Now, one another malware that I'm going to talk about is sometimes when I visit physically certain university colleges, sometimes we know that a student has got slow access, teachers has got high speed internet, and certain distinguish are there. So sometimes when I visit those colleges, I just ask the student, I want certain connection with high speed internet. They always say me, well, yes, sir, we have got the password of our HOD, or we have got the password of that, or these type of. That mean your students are having the a lot of your details with them. That is very surprising. Now, it is not that those students are very sophisticated hackers or that, because they are using one simple technique which is called keylogger. Now, what is keylogger? Suppose I know that certain HOD or some directors or they use this particular system, or they are in habit of using any of the system. So what I will do, I will search on Google keylogger. Now hundreds of keyloggers are available. Keyloggers are simply simple software. What that software do? It captures the screen keystrokes of your keyboard. That means whatever you are going to type, it will be stored in one text file, which what the student do after, because we are in the habit. In my life, I never use any system. In Nitter, I'm visiting from the last 16 to 17 years, but I have never opened my email on any of on their systems. I always prefer my laptop. I will not open mail or these things. Even if my system is down, I will never open it, because it could be installed anywhere. So, give you one example. I'm assuming that this is one. For giving that example, I'm giving you one. That means, suppose this is some bank server. It is not. We know that it is not some bank server, but I am assuming that this is bank server. Now, no, we know that victim is infected with the that Trojan horse. So, from this, what this victim is going to do? It is going to assess this. We can say that website, bank's website. Now, please remember, victim is here, bank is here, hacker is on another system. Now we will see when this is going to assess this website whether it is able to capture those username password or not. So let me go to the system 20. So sometimes practical examples could give you a little bit more knowledge. So in my case, what I will do, I will open, okay, internet browser. So here I'm going to type the IP address of whatever bank site is there, because here I'm using local implementation. So I will just type the address. Now it is going to ask for the username. In your case, whatever your ID is there, then whatever password is there. So what you are going to do? Or I have written something wrong. Okay, just so it is open. It will open the website. But now let us go to that accept. That mean again. Let me show from this system. That mean once I send to 40, you 40 people all the thing. Whenever you are going to visit any site, you will be could be certain bank, certain Gmail or that type of thing. As a hacker, whether I will be able to get this information or not. So now I will go to this system. So let us see what happens. So in my case, I will go to the keylogger and I will say read log. Now look at this. It is saying that some connected to this system and Vipin is the username and this is the password. Simple, because whatever I was typing, it was capturing. And sometimes even with 500 you can get the hardware keyloggers, because sometimes what the people do, hardware keylogger, they will at the where we will put the keyboard, there we can put that hardware keylogger. That means we will put that hardware keylogger. In that hardware keylogger we are going to insert the keyboard. Now whatever will happen, uh, whatever that person who is using that system, whatever that person is going to type, it will get stored in that hardware keylogger. And in the evening what I will do, I will just remove that, I will attach with my computer and I will get all the user and password. So keyloggers are the simple. That mean as a hacker or that team, that type of thing, certain simple things you have to believe, that mean you should not do that. It should be your secure system. So these are the two examples that I have given. Now let me discuss one another thing, because we have got another a little bit time available. So I'm showing you one another hacker strategy. What happens? Then we will now when we was talking, we have discussed different I'm giving you the example of this and how what are the other strategies of the hacker that they use, and how these can help in shaping your decision whether you want to carry on this type of thing. So let me go into this. Now, how one typical hackers, suppose in my case, again, I'm taking the example of a knitter. Suppose I want to hack knitter's network. So for hacking knitter's network, I do not need to go into inside the knitter physically. So I will use the internet. And the first tool that hacker use, that tool is called ping sweep. It is freely available. And I will give you the exact name of that tool. That tool's name is nmap. Like we were talking about that Wireshark is there, but there is no mention of that nmap tool. But the nmap is also one tool which is the first tool normally hacker does. Now, what is this an app tool? Because when we talk about knitters or any company's network, here corp network mean corporate network. Now, corporate network will have certain front end server like their web server, mail server, uh, and then certain servers are back end servers like their research account server. They are back end. Mean from internet we cannot access. So each an organization will be having certain front end server, certain back end server. So what the hacker is going to do? He is going to first launch one scan which is called ping sweep. That means in Nitter I am assuming that 1000 systems are there. and 50 systems are on front, and rest of the system are on back end. Now, what tool I'm going to use? I will use that nmap. That nmap tool can scan all those 1000 systems. Now, all those systems are not going to be vulnerable. So what will happen? Suppose in my company I have got 10 person team, and certain person wants certain critical information about my company, or they want to steal certain data. They will not be able to corrupt all the 10 people, but they might be able to find vulnerability into one or two persons. They might be able to trap those person, then from those person they can infect, or they can steal the information. Same time, this tool is going to scan all those systems, and this tool is again very sophisticated. It will tell you, the hacker, that means so many services are running. That means once I suppose after 11:30, when my class is finished, I want to loot some bank. Now first I have to see how many banks are in their my area, and what is their pattern, that type of things. uh, Same way hacker will, it is not that hacker is so much intelligent that he has decided and within 5 minutes that hacker is going to hack those. When I was talking about that Bangladesh RBI, those hacker were so much patience that they waited for 2 years for the right moment to attack their system, even after infecting those systems. So here it will scan, it will find that this server is running, this server is running, this server. After nmap, then the hacker might be using the second tool, your metasploit, and it will suppose find the vulnerability, because this might be secure, this might be not all the services are going to be vulnerable. Suppose, and the second tool that I will be using, that will be metasploit. In metasploit will tell me whether this DNS is or web is vulnerable or not, and it will find the vulnerability in some service. Suppose we are assuming that it is able to find the vulnerability in NFS. Now, what the hacker will do? It will try to have the access. Now, please remember, whenever we are using the Linux or Windows system, one user is normal user and one is your all powerful user. We call that as a root user. So the hacker's purpose is to get the root access. Now the hacker will get the root access, and then once it has entered into this system, they can enter into this. So this is one typical hacker strategy. Then second strategy that I was talking, that means different things that a hacker can do. That is the diagrammatical representation of that botnet that I was discussing. This type of how these botnet and these type of things works, and how you can get. Now in this case, what happens? Hacker is again going to scan by using that nmap, and sometimes the people ask, sir, is a hacker our systems very vulnerable that anybody can hack? Please remember, most of the time, that mean, if now 40 participants are there, I'm certain that out of 40, 39 participants, they will have quite a lot vulnerabilities in their system. That means they are easily hackable. Now, what the hacker is going to do? He is going to scan millions of systems. So, in millions of systems, they are going to find unsecure systems. Now, please remember, I'm going to the first question. When the people ask, sir, are we invulnerable? I always say yes. Then they are saying, sir, which data they can steal? Please remember, most of the time in our laptops, we have got movies and songs are there. Not that much critical data is there. So hacker are not going to waste so much precious time on your computers. But the hacker are interested in your system, but in some other way. How? What is the other way? That means once the hacker has found out that out of the 40 participants, 39 participants are vulnerable, then what they will do? They will install certain small software on your system. One, they have installed small software. It could be mining software, it could be some agent software. Then so your system is called zombie system. So what will happen? Hacker will have the controls of many of systems, including 39 of you people, then what the hacker will do? He will not directly give the command to these zombie system to your system, and he will establish one command center like military people. Then once they have to attack, suppose it is a network, hacker is going to tell master server. Master server is going to send the instructions to zombie system. Please start sending the traffic to this target system. What will happen? Every system will start sending the traffic to this system. Now this will get down. So what will happen? Suppose the admission time, sometimes this happen. So what will happen? The normal user, they will not be able to access. So for this purpose, what we can do? Again, I have told that a lot of softwares are there. Intrusion detection system is there. Intrusion prevention system is there. So when we talk about and security and these type of things, as a hacker, or as a security professional, you must have the knowledge of these, especially 5 to 6 softwares very properly, like Wireshark is one very necessary, Metasploit. Then on scanning side for performing editing, this is the industry standard necessary. And for security side, firewall that I am talking about, open source firewall is there. This not software is perfect, so you should have the combination of both the tools. That means by using those editing software, you can find the vulnerabilities. Or if you are a security professional, then what you can do, according to you can use those, like mostly I work as a security type of things. So in my case, I have got a mastery of firewall and this intrusion detection system. So I can deploy the firewall. What the firewall will do, it will block the unnecessary traffic. That means it will only allow the traffic which I want. Like in Nitter, they have got very sophisticated firewall. uh, but most of the organization, they do not deploy this intrusion detection system because this is very costly, although open source alternatives are there. So when we are talking about a career in this security, cyber security type of things, please remember the first necessary is that you should have proper networking knowledge. That means IP addressing. Second, most of these tools, 90% tools, they work on Linux platform. So you must have little bit of working knowledge of Linux is necessary. And then please remember, in my case, the session was only for 90 minutes. You are not going to learn these two Metasploit in 1 hour or 1 week. If you have to master these tools, Metasploit, it can take 3 to 6 months. Again, fully master Nessus, 3 to 6 that mean even these single tools are. I have seen lot of person, their career is only based on, but they never show that what software they are using. But I know behind the scene they are not that mean they are not Einstein type of people. They are just using the software, some paid software, and what they do, they run it against the network and it automatically generates the reports also. So they just give the report and they charge the money. So but if you want more technical type of person, then you can go little bit, then little bit programming type of knowledge will be helpful when you are using this Metasploit type of things. But again, one more thing that is very important when we are discussing these. In my case, I'm using one virtualization solution. In virtualization solution, what has happened? I was able to create 1, 2, 3, 4 machines. So you should have little bit knowledge about virtualization also. In my case, if you are going to carefully look, I have got almost a lab of 90 different systems. That means the whole, like when you visit certain college or university, certain labs will have 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 systems. In my case, this laptop itself is having around about 90 different systems are there. For different purpose, I have created this system. So in my case, whatever experiment I have to do, I have to always, I'm using this type of you can say sandbox in hacking and this networking or security technology. We call these as sandboxes because when I was sending these Trojan horses, it did not cross the public network. It did not affect anyone because these way IT laws are very severe. So whenever you have to do experiment, you should have one powerful system, and where you can able to create different machines, then you can experiment. And please remember, the career in cybersecurity is one of the highest paid, very interesting area also. And another advantage is most of the time people are afraid of you, that if you are going to do something wrong, like I have got a reputation that if if something we are going to Vipin sir is going to hack our system. No, although this is wrong. Even as a hacker, it is not necessary that within 5 minutes I will be able to hack your system, unless and until you are going to do some stupid thing. Then little bit 5 minutes more I want to spend. Please remember, uh, certain softwares are also available, like super anti spyware is there, safe networking malware whites are there, which can you can say can save from these malware type of. But I would like to mention about one site which is very important, the last thing that I'm going to discuss. So normally one another source which can insert Trojan horses or malware in your system is the website we visit. So in my case, whenever I have to uh, visit some site, I do not exactly visit that site. I open this site. This site is very important. This site's name is virustotal.com. So what you can do, whichever site, suppose I want to find out whether this google.com, the site I'm visiting, whether it has got certain vulnerabilities or not. What I will do, I will type the address here. Now sometimes what happens, we have to download from certain site, but we are not sure about that site. So what we can do, we can type that site, and then what we will do, we will enter that site. Now this site is going to scan that with not one antivirus or these type of 90 different. And what it is saying, everything is clean, no issue regarding that. And sometimes if I have to download certain thing, the last thing that I'm going to show you, suppose if I have downloaded certain thing, I'm not certain whether that thing contains certain malware or not. What I do, I download that thing on Linux system. Suppose this is the file. Just one thing I'm just going to show you. It might be very useful. So what I do, suppose this is the some file that I have downloaded. File's name is file one. Now I'm doubtful whether this file contains certain virus or not. So what I do, I download this file on my system and I run this command, md5 sum, name of the file. And please remember, like we have got a unique signature. Each and every file that has been created, it has got one unique signature is there. Now what I will do, I will copy this signature. And once I have copied this signature, what I will do, for giving you example, I'm taking this. In my case, I downloaded certain things from the internet, but I was not sure what this thing is. So what I did, I created the fingerprint. So then I took the fingerprint, and where did I type that fingerprint? Let me show. I typed in this site, search. So when I type this, what it is said? That means this file, it was containing some Trojan horse. That means instead of using individual antivirus or these types of things, sometimes I take the help of these type of things. That means when you are into the security and these type of thing, you must have the knowledge of different things, whether to deploy certain sources on your system or to use certain website, that type of things. So that will be helpful. Now I will take for 5 minutes question certain things. uh, and please, one thing more little bit. Sometimes when you want a career in you can say security and hacking, if you are going to carefully look at this, something is there: red hat certified security specialist, certified ethical. Mean if you want to be into as a security professional or this auditing person, certain certifications can be very useful. So with this, I will come to the conclusion.